Hey guys, this is 24 Ops. Um, so recently there was the VGAs on Spike, and there were a lot of good, world premieres of different and upcoming games. Most of the ones that I found interesting don't come out till next year. um, But the main one is The Last of Us. Now, I have to say, that game is an instant buy for me. It's very, very impressive, very detailed. Um, you know, Joel and Ellie, played by Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson, they are very impressive, and they sell the characters very well. As I said, this game is already an instant buy for me based on the extended demo that was shown at E3. It's very impressive how Joel operates. He's very cautious, very careful, and for someone who's not a CIA operative or a military, doesn't have a military background or anything like that, he's, very impressive, and the details in this game are just, it feels like you're playing an interactive movie. It's like, it's that good. As far as Naughty Dog goes, they obviously put in a lot of effort and a lot of time into detail in mainly in their characters and environments. And now I've played Uncharted, and particularly Uncharted 1 and 2. And those were good games. I played part of the first one, and I finished the second and third. But I have to say, by the third, it got kind of tiring for me because of the puzzles, for one, and that's like every few chapters in, you'd have to solve a puzzle in order to get to someplace else, and that just kind of got tiring for me, and so I wouldn't be disappointed if they didn't make a fourth one. But they both were fun. The detail in that was, amazing as well. But as far as The Last of Us goes, I like it. People have labeled it, and including the Naughty Dog team themselves, as a survival horror game, but I think it's more action stealth oriented, and obviously you are surviving, but I think that's the type of genre I see it as a survival stealth action than a survival horror. The cutscenes and the gameplay itself just looks very cinematic, which I love, because it's like you're playing through an interactive movie on your PS3. It's that impressive. So, I've already decided, by the looks of the E3 extended demo, that this is an instant buy. and I'm sold on the main characters. I'm sold on Joel. He's, does whatever it takes to get the job done, no matter what it is. And it's just a very impressive world that they live in. Um, and the graphics are just impressive. I mean, somebody said I was watching on YouTube that the graphics, excuse me, are more impressive than anything you'd see like on a PC game. I mean, they have some pretty impressive stuff in there. And then there's still a lot that I'm curious about, but I don't think they'll reveal a whole lot mainly until around the launch date, which is May 7th. But I'm sure we'll get something within the next few months. But yeah, so that's a game is a definite buy for me. I cannot wait to play it. I wish they would release a demo. I am dying to play this game. I probably haven't been this excited for a game in a while. So, yeah, I mean, I like everything about it. I like that it's stealth oriented. It's got, you're surviving the details in it of like when Joel gets injured. I mean, he tends to his wounds, like the bandage he wrapped around his arm, things like that. I mean, the animation of in the gameplay is impressively detailed, and I can't wait to play and see more of it. I mean, by these trailers, they have yet to have scratched the surface. Each one has been short, and they haven't revealed too much in the trailers. And I think it's gonna stay that way until the game's release. But I mean, this game is so impressive. It just wants you. They just leave you with wanting more, and it's definitely gonna be my next purchase. I mean, it's gonna be a long holdout, but it'll be worth it. So yeah, so I'm sold. I'm really sold, and I wish they would either show off a demo, an updated one in the future, or they just just give us one. Give us one to download. But with regardless to if they do or not, I'm sold. And there's multiplayer in the game as well. At this point, I really don't care about multiplayer. I just want the main game, and I'm probably not gonna touch the multiplayer unless they have something unique or different to offer with it instead of your standard game modes like Team Deathmatch, Free for All, things like that. So, the main game itself, the campaign, is what I'll be interested in the most. So, yeah, those are really my thoughts on it. I think it's really impressive, and I like everything about it that's in it. Like that it's challenging. I mean, it looks challenging. It looks hard. The game doesn't look easy. I mean, although I liked Uncharted, this one seems to be grounded in more realism than Uncharted was. And And I mean, just by the way the animation looks in The Last of Us, it's like they are trying to go for a cinematic feel here. And, you know, that's not a bad thing. You know, I love stuff like that. The animation just kind of reminds me of a cross between Splinter Cell and, you know, kind of how you dealt with your enemies in Metal Gear. And, but if I was gonna not necessarily compare, but describe The Last of Us's animation, I would say it's more like Splinter Cell, how their animation is, I mean, this detailed, and it's just really impressive. I cannot say enough about this. I could go on about this game, but I really don't have any concerns. I mean, I don't have anything that I see that they've made a mistake on. Um, you know, people have their different opinions on what this game is, but I really don't see too much of a comparison to Uncharted. I don't see, you know, I see this as its own world, and as far as the main character goes, Joel, I see him as a person who's, I mean, they've said he's got a few more lines to cross, so I really see it as its own world, and these characters I see as, you know, Joel is somebody who will do whatever it takes to survive or stay alive, and, you know, that makes for good suspense, and it's impressive, and I can't wait to play it. So, but there are, you know, there's things that I am curious about, like where Joel gets his training, things like that. For someone who's not CIA or military, he operates as if, um, he operates in the game as if he has those skills. So it's like he's got to have had some training from somebody with that type of connection or background or something. Um, that is one thing I am curious about. But other than that, the game is impressive, and I am definitely sold. So